Thanks, Chief.
Don't call me Chief!
Yes, Chief.
Don't call me Chief.
Just a minute, Jimmy.
I'll phone you when I get out there this evening, Chief.
And don't call me Chief! Have you got any ideas, Chief? You're supposed to be a reporter. You get the ideas, and don't call me Chief.
Sure good to see you again, Chief.
Don't call me Chief.
Gosh, Chief.
Don't call me... Well, all right, James. This is one time you may call me Chief.
Here we go. All right, and we're off. Yeah, Jake Steers. How are you doing? You good?
Mate, I'm living the dream. I did yoga this morning.
You did yoga this morning?
Mate, it's the best thing ever.
Wearing the hat? Were you wearing the hat when you
No,
were
do you know what? They have a strict knobhead policy.
Right, okay. 'Cause that's more of a festival sort of
It
look
really
you got
is.
going on.
Was it hot yoga?
No, I made it hot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It was when you walked in, yeah.
I've only done it a few times, but Jesus, the heat, like, is in so sweaty.
Yeah.
I was doing it with about 20, maybe 30 old deers, and
Right.
I'm the only male.
Nice.
And are you into that? Like, is that kind of the main motivation for going to this hot yoga?
A few old goats.
Yeah.
Some old diddies. Just looking at some potential nest eggs.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to make
There's
any
no
money.
eggs there.
No, they're well gone. And then when you think about like the hot yoga plus the menopause, like fuck me,
Mate,
any yoga they do
Yeah.
is hot yoga, you know. Yeah, that sounds hard. Menopause sounds really rough, you know.
Yeah, I tell you what, I've got a quick story.
Well, they deserve it. They've had a life of,
Yeah, it's about time they face some adversity.
yeah.
You know, women have a pretty smooth journey through
What are
life.
they always
and
complaining about?
I
you
have
know?
no idea. Yeah.
I've got a messed up story. When I was at school, my mate absolutely didn't like his mum, absolutely just couldn't stand her.
Yeah.
So what he did, he knew she was going through the menopause, so
Yeah.
he'd mess with the thermostat in the house.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Turn it
wow.
up. Mate, honestly, for months on end, she thought she was losing her mind.
Yeah.
Going through all the motions and that, and it was just my mate Andrew just turning the thermostat.
Oh fuck! I love if you just killed her by accident.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's just a fucking prank, like.
Yeah, can't get over it.
Yeah, my God, yeah, because my mother, like, she's going through, she's probably out of it now, menopause, but yeah, she's out of it. Yeah, she came out the other side. But yeah, it's just like, it seems horrible, like. But then on the plus side, then you can do all the shagging you want and not have to worry about having a kid. You know,
will go through
Tell
all
me
that
about it.
ordeal, that adversity, so
Yeah.
you can shag to your heart's content.
You ever
So-
been with a woman going through menopause?
Yes, I have.
Yeah?
Me too.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. Oh, we have to talk about that. So, yeah, you go first.
Mine was last year when I was going through traveling through America.
We were going to talk about that.
Oh.
Actually. Yeah. So anyway,
I met
We'll go with-
I met a beautiful girl from Alabama who was in her late 50s.
Nice.
okay.
And like
So
I just
probably a little bit racist.
Oh
probably.
yeah, definitely
Yeah,
Trump 2024.
Okay,
coursing through her veins.
Yeah.
And we was at this like honky tonk bar, and I was on my own, and I was just being like myself, just being a bit of a weirdo, just bopping around.
Yeah.
And she just liked my
Cut your jib.
Yeah, exactly that. She just
Yeah.
liked how I was moving.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, we're back at mine having just a right old knee slapped, good old time.
A good old Johnny time.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, you got the hat on.
Yeah,
Oh, she showed
don't slap
me-
her knees too hard.
Yeah, that brittle
She's got
bones.
osteoporosis, yeah. So you're banging this old whore, and no, sorry, she's not listening. I hope.
I hope not. No.
So you go back to her place.
No, come back to my apartment.
Yeah.
I got like
Go
a
back to
little,
the nursing home.
Yeah, go back. I'm the carer now.
Yeah.
And it was good. I'll be honest with you, unbelievable sex.
Really, yeah.
I learnt so much. Like
Nice.
I don't even know what she showed me, but I just remember in the moment going, "This is outrageous."
Yeah.
Like for a lady that's like 59 going on 60 odds, she was bending backwards.
Hold on, you said 58 the first
Yeah.
time.
Oh man.
Yeah. He just keeps adding
Anyway, the
years. to the story.
61-year-old.
For a woman in her 60s, I mean, like, it's just
Turns out she was 75.
she lied about her age. So you go back and you're riding this owl codger, and And so she's flexible. She's doing hot yoga.
Yeah, she has benefited from decades of yoga.
Yeah,
Rot yoga.
What?
Rot yoga.
Rot yoga. So and then that was it, just a one night stand.
It was and she wore a cowgirl hat, like a cow, while she was on top, and
like the mechanical bull.
And I was just in awe of her, just demeanor and how she just didn't care. She was going through a divorce as well, so she had a lot of like pent up anger.
Was the husband in the?
He was
in the corner. Yeah,
sitting in the corner.
He was having a little tug.
Nice. And any kids? Did she have any kids?
She had 3 kids, and they were the same age as me. One of she had she was saying one's in college, one's works for Google, and the other one is like 31. And
when she called your name in bed, did she say all the other kids first? Like,
the dementia was kicking in.
And Sarah, Josh, fucking Jake. That's. But so she had kids, and then when you're walking in, did you see like the photos of the kids and stuff like that, or?
Oh no! She had when she.
That's your place, right?
Yeah, it was at my place. But when she opened her, when she opened her
you
purse,
had photos of her kids. Different reasons.
This is the twist. I've been planning this for years because her husband cut me up on the road one day, and I just thought this is I'm going to get you back. But though she opened up her purse and she had like photos of her. She had grandkids as well.
Ooh.
Oh mate. Gilf, yeah.
Nice. Oh, nice. Yeah. She got Gilf. Yeah, God, she got started young anyway.
I can assure you now, back in her day, she would have been an outrageously good looking woman. But like, time hadn't been good to her.
Yeah. Sometimes you do see that. I mean, even I can acknowledge that. You know, sometimes you see a woman and you're like.
That Alabama sun just made her like her skin was leathery. I know.
See, I wouldn't be into that. Yeah.
No, I know.
Are you wearing cowboy boots or is that just your leg? Do you know what I mean? Like,
is that snake skin?
So you shagged a pensioner as well.
Go on. She I think I've told the story on the podcast, well, at least the start of it, but I got rear-ended in my car.
Ooh.
And is that a euphemism, or is she into pegging?
It is. It comes. I rear-ended her back. No, but she rear-ended me, and she was crying, and I was like, she's like, "This is the first accident I've ever been in," and I was like, "Oh, don't worry." Like, I was being very nice about it and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, you're so nice," and then she kept saying like, "Oh, your wife, she's gonna kill me. Your wife's gonna kill me."
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And we exchanged details as you do when you have an accident.
Yeah.
And then once it was all sorted out, she's like, "How's it all good? Like, is your wife angry?" I'm like, "I don't have a wife," and she just sent a message being like, "Let me buy you dinner and a drink or whatever." And then we met up and had dinner, and it was extremely awkward.
She cooked you dinner?
No, we went out. And
so this thing I'm like picturing like an old granny that's like cooking dinner for her grandkids. Do you know what I mean? She's like,
Oh no, yeah. No, I mean, it wasn't that it was awkward, but it was like it didn't feel like she wasn't very like what's the word, like outgoing. I was like, oh, this is kind of
it's a big night.
She seemed nervous and like odd, and I was like, all right, well, I might go home. And she's like, so where do you live? And she's just like, we're going back to York.
She could not be like, she wears her heart on her sleeve. Like, this woman, she just.
Well, the accident was that bad. No, and then we just went back, and it was pretty standard stuff. It wasn't. I don't think she had been with a man for a while.
Okay. Okay.
So it was kind of opposite kind of thing.
Widow.
But she was very nice, and she still messages me occasionally.
That's lovely.
It's very nice to me. Yeah.
She messages you occasionally.
Yeah. She's like, "How's it going in London? How's the comedy?"
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
that's nice.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
That's literally what a grand should do.
Yeah.
She's your grandmother now.
Yeah.
But this old lady in America, like, did she? Like, how with the sex, was it like just quite routine, or did she have some tricks up her sleeve?
Mate, she led from start to finish.
Okay.
And like, I thought I was going to be a bit dominant, and no, she just took me to Pleasure Town and did everything she like I said, she was going through a divorce, so she must have just had all of that.
Wow.
Pent up stuff that she didn't want to try.
No, I'll be honest with you. No, with my Crohn's, no one can go near
that. Okay.
Like that, she'd be calling the cops.
That would be a mess.
Oh, mate, that would be.
Does your Crohn's prevent you from anal?
I've never. As in me being pegged and that. I mean, I've never done it, but I just feel like, why would you want to go and take a risk with that? I can't think of an analogy to describe my bum, but like, it's definitely just a nuke waiting to go off.
Okay, right. Okay, so so the Crohn's, How explain the Crohn's now?
As in, like, how I am now?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm all right at the moment.
Right
Some
now.
new treatment on it. It's going well.
Right.
Mate, yeah, I'm actually in the best.
So you're when did you get, like, when was it at its worst? Like,
I tell you what, in April this year, I had a colonoscopy. It was with a camera up your bum, and
been there.
Yeah, oh mate, tell me about it. I do it.
Oh, you just do it for fun. Yeah.
Just get in there, boys.
See that camera over there? Oh man, it was work, but it was worth it.
I have to put a bigger lens on it.
That ultra zoom.
Yeah, and
I was like, do you have the bigger lens?
Yeah, I was like, please tell me your camera's black, you know. So you went in for
I went in for a standard like colonoscopy.
Yeah.
In
Did you watch the screen yourself?
Oh yeah, 100%. I always do, which is a bit. I'm always nervous though because like, we're going there to look for bad stuff. So like I'm just like
and they're like, oh, I hope they don't find my child porn up there.
What's that doing there? Get out of there!
Just hard drives and USBs,
memory sticks. I can explain. And then after the procedure, they realised I had very severe flare-up, like a real all inflamed. And so they had to do an emergency blood test because they were quite shocked. There's a thing called calprotectin levels, which we all have, and like a healthy person, I'd say you two,
I'm not
0.
healthy, but I'm not. Yeah.
So 0 to 10 is like standard for you guys,
Right.
And then say you had a blood test and you had 11, they would take you. You'd have to have like blood tests and you'd have to all that. Mine was coming in about 1,500. And
oh wow.
Yeah, so but the weird thing was I felt still physically then I felt quite good. I had just come back from hiking and all that and all this, so I was like, I don't feel bad. And this is 2 weeks before I go to America. They give me a big course of steroids, prednisolone, and it makes your head swell up.
Nice.
And so that was in April. I had this massive moon head for about 3 months. It's only just gone down the last like month.
Right. Okay.
But my calprotectin now is down to about 200, so it's still quite bad, but it's plummeting down because there's new treatment.
Okay.
So we're good.
But when did you start noticing that you had Crohn's? Like, was it?
This was at uni. So I was at uni. I started rushing to the toilet. I just thought final year, drinking all the Red Bulls and everything. Just didn't put 2 and 2 together. I thought 3 years of partying's finally caught up. What's that?
2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah, poo. Yeah. It's just 2 and 2s back to back. Put 2 and 2
it was
together.
just 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2.
Just 2 and 2 and 2 and 2
and 2. Just stuck over. And then I just started losing weight, and then I went to the doctors, and they said it was in your side. It was in your head, like mentally.
Your shit was in your head.
Well, yeah, literally. No.
You got shit for brains.
Your colon is in your brain.
Yeah, that's how bad it got. Like my colon just took over my body. But they were saying like you're not making this up, but you're imagining this pain and everything.
I've had that,
which is wild.
Yeah.
I was like, gents, I don't think that's the case. I'm generally so after about 4 months, I had gone down from about 18 stone to 9 stone. So I lost half my body weight in about 6 months.
So there's some plus sides.
Oh, mate, I was looking sexy. I mean, physically, I felt horrendous, but visually, you can't put a price on that. You know. Mate, honestly, best thing that happened to me.
Absolutely.
I get rushed into hospital because I collapsed at my parents at Easter time, like back for Easter break.
You shot yourself into.
There was such an intense shit that my whole body just like.
Oh, you collapsed on the toilet?
No, I didn't. No, could you imagine like an Elvis there?
Yeah.
He was on the toilet, hit the fucking roof.
Just pushed the flush in it. No, I think I just collapsed in the kitchen. I just fell, so I was rushed into hospital, and it turned out that my bowel perforated, and I was going septic. I had a hole in my bowel where, because of the Crohn, mate. Yeah, I was pretty much dying at this point. And they were talking about doing emergency surgery that night, and I was just like, this is too intense.
Yeah.
After I had to stay in hospital for 2 weeks, and whilst they calmed everything down, pumped me full of drugs. Then they gave me the diagnosis, Crohn's. Yeah. And I didn't know what that was. I was just like, give me the tablet and off I go. And they were like, no, you've got this for life. You're going to have surgery. And I was like, what? So, 2 weeks after that, I go and graduate. I have to go do my exams at uni. Yeah. Go graduate. And then I'm rushed back into hospital because my back is hurting. My muscles, like I can't walk straight.
Right.
Turns out this perforation has caused an abscess on my spine and it's crushing my right kidney.
Oh Jesus!
But mate, yeah, it's proper like real shit.
Yeah,
you know,
you can say that again.
Yeah.
So you're you're just leaking shit into your body. Yeah,
100%,
it's
mate.
like the BP fucking.
Oh yeah,
oil
like
spill thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Just put a
Gulf
fucking
is
sock
just,
in it. Yeah.
Oh mate, yeah, I could totally empathise with what they were going through there.
Just ducks covered in shit inside your body.
Just people crying.
Yeah. Just ecosystems destroyed. It's like years to clean it up.
Oh mate, it's still being cleaned.
Yeah. So you got this abscess in your fucking.
Yeah, in my body.
Yeah.
It's not allowing me to walk because it's on my muscle that connects your spine to your leg. So I'm like,
And the abscess that's just filled with pus.
yeah,
right?
pus, probably shit as well. Like it's like the size of like an orange, like a big
my
orange.
God.
It's horrific. When I first saw it, I had an ultrasound,
Yeah.
and when I first saw it, I thought it was cancer, and I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
my life's over now.
Yeah.
Wow.
My old dear's crying her eyes out. The guy's like, I think it's not that cancer. You've got an abscess on your psoas muscle. So get home, trying to Google psoas. Turns out it's a silent P. Like, I'm like, I'm retarded. I didn't know. So I'm like SOA. My mum's screaming, I can't find the fucking muscle. Looking at my dad, who's illiterate, he's like, I don't know.
Your mum's like, I'm trying to put the nappy on you.
Yeah, she's like trying to rub like the area to heal me. You know,
Yeah.
she's got her rosary beads.
Yeah.
I had surgery a week later, but before after surgery, they sit me down and said, "You're gonna have a colostomy bag," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's too much." Like, 21 years old, in my youth, about to
shit in the bag.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just thought, like, no one's gonna understand that at 21. Imagine trying to shag and date with that, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like having a fucking breakdown in the hospital.
Yeah.
I call my dad. My dad turns up and he's like, I said, Dad, it's not good. I've got to have a bag. And I'm crying. And
he's like, Jake, now's not the time for cocaine.
Yeah. Have you got any? Like,
Dad, I have to get a bag. He's like, right now.
Okay. I'll ring your mum. So I'm literally just crying my eyes out. I'm like, Dad, no one's ever going to want to date me with this bag.
Yeah.
And he just went, son, let's be honest, no one wanted to date you before. Imagine that at my lowest point in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to die because of this surgery.
Yeah.
And there's my dad just fucking sucker punching me in the kidney.
Well,
Wait, so would that be a permanent one?
No. So like I had it there. You can see the scar just there.
Oh, right.
So I had it reversed.
You're wearing a jumper underneath the
Mate,
t-shirt. No wonder you're roasting.
Mate, it's the curve, mate. I'm the hairiest guy you ever met, on the back and everything.
Yeah.
Me too.
Like,
He's got a hairy back.
Really? We should have a hair off.
You see if it's like Velcro?
Yeah, I was going to say, if we rub together, static electricity.
So you got the bag in?
Yeah, I had the bag for about 9-10 months.
Okay.
The craziest thing. Like,
So explain that to me.
Did you get laid with the bag?
No, mate. I wanted to, but I was also like so insecure about having it.
Yeah, of course.
So like I knew no one that had a bag.
Yeah.
And I wasn't on social media. I didn't have Instagram or anything. The only person I knew had a colostomy bag was my mum's boss's granddad, who was 92.
Okay.
And we had nothing in common. So
You hooked up with him.
Yeah. So we just like rubbed colons together and like just kind of mated like that. You know, like in Avatar when they like do the connection.
Yeah. You're
I
just
fingered
rubbing
his
your
back.
bags off each other.
I didn't even think about it. If I fingered his stoma, would that be fingering his arsehole? Because that would be the bow.
Technically.
Don't know why I looked at you.
No, I am the expert. Like, if I got with a lad and he had a colostomy bag, I was like, it's just another hole.
Yeah, that's what I say. Would you?
Yeah, it's just another hole. So explain a colostomy. It's your colon. If I understand, because there was a kid on my road who got a colostomy bag.
Yeah.
And we called him shit bag. Which looking back is
mate, I don't care.
It's tough. But I remember one time we were pushing him down the street on a skateboard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he fell off, and then his
burst.
bag popped out. He was like, "My bag, my bag!" And we were all
my
like,
God.
"Oh Jesus, James!" And we had to like help him put his bag. It was tough. Unfortunately, it was
My bag.
like a thief comes by and snatches the bag.
Yoink.
It's like a purse. Yeah. But explain what the cloth, how it works.
So basically, what they do is the surgery I had. They took a bit of the bowel out, took it out, like cut it out of me, and then they pull the bowel out of your body. So you've got literally, it's like your colon is there.
Yeah.
And then the other part that's disconnected, they just tie it up so you can't like poo and leak and all that.
Okay.
So you can't actually poo out your ass, like which is mental.
Freeze it up for other activities.
Exactly that, mate.
Yeah.
I was storing, like we said, like memory cards and everything. It was my own little purse there, coin purse. But you shit out of this bag, but the bag is stuck on by like, I'd say, I couldn't even describe
Sellotape
it. Yeah, I think like gaffer tape, like industrial grey tape.
Yeah.
But yeah, you kind of have it stuck on, and you change it every day or every couple of days.
Yeah, every couple of days.
Yeah, some people. I changed it like twice a day because I was paranoid.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be leaving shit hanging around.
No, no, you would empty it like once it fills up, but like the
right.
actual bag itself, they're disposable. So
Okay.
you would put on a new bag maybe once or twice a day or something.
And how big is the bag? It's not like a shopping bag. It's kind of like
No, it's not a bag for life. No, but it's yeah, I'd say it's like, I don't know, probably like that. Yeah, like
Okay.
yeah, it's not a big one. So yeah, they fill up pretty quick.
So when you feel a shit coming, do you have like?
Mate, you don't even notice it.
You don't even. It just goes in.
Yeah, it just goes in. It makes a gurgling noise. You know how like all our bellies and that gurgle and that.
Yeah.
It'll make that noise, but
yeah.
but other than that, yeah, you wouldn't even know if
You're just out with someone, they hear that noise, and like, you okay? It's like, I'm just taking a shit.
Yeah,
you know?
do you mind? I'm trying to have a shit. Just get a newspaper start reading.
That's amazing that you could be with someone.
Mate,
You could be in a work meeting and just taking a shit.
Mate, that's exactly it. Because bells are always working, so that's exactly what would happen.
Yeah.
I didn't do comedy at this point. This was just about 12 years ago. So yeah, definitely didn't do it then. But yeah, I'd be like at work, or I'd be having dinner with my family, and all of a sudden you just hear, and it's just I'm like, I'm having a shit.
And you don't smell it.
No, you can't. It's very hard to smell it. But like, I
Okay.
got paranoid, so that's why I would change it twice a day.
I'd be there with Lynx.
Oh mate, Lynx Africa, just industrial, just just burning your skin.
They should do scented colostomy bags. Like, I think that's the way.
I think they should.
forward. Yeah, but so when you screw it off, is then can you just see into the void?
Into the void, yeah.
Is it
Like,
like
it's just,
looking in
you
an
kind of just
arsehole?
start crawling in, and,
Yeah.
and you kind of get you get sucked in yourself.
Oh
and that.
fuck!
Yeah.
you
It's
go
like a
inside
black
out.
hole.
Yeah, mate,
great movie. But so that was 10 months.
Yeah, about 9-10 months. Yeah.
Right. And that's the purpose of that is to let your colon heal. Or
That's
whatever.
exactly it. Let
Yeah.
it all just fucking calm the fuck down,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just had a tough old time.
Yeah.
And then they do the reconnection where they just sew you back. The two disconnected, they sew you back in.
Yeah.
And that, I'll be honest with you, that is the most stressful thing, is the recovery, because you're afraid to shit.
Because your asshole's been out of action for.
Yeah.
You have to like dust off your
I
asshole.
might have to like blow into it and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the doctors
yeah.
are going like, like you say,
Yeah,
just
wakey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like a waking up an old woman.
Because did they tell you like, oh, don't shit too hard or it'll?
Well, but they're quite nonchalant. They were like, just go.
Yeah.
What do you mean, just go?
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, well, once you poo, that's not like, to get discharged, you have to poo, but you also have to fart out your ass.
Yeah.
Because of the gas. If you had
Doctor's there. I'm not discharging
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So you fart in my
Yeah,
face.
until you're just ready for
Yeah.
it. But you're
You
not.
fart out the bag.
No, you can when you have the bag. Yeah, you fart at the bag. Yeah, the bag will expand and everything. So if you had
Well,
like
that
a
whoopee cushion.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
little.
Like a
Oh
bagpipe.
mate, there's been a few times where they just exploded.
Really?
Yeah, well, you'd be waking up at night and it's just your bags like that.
Oh,
and
no.
mate, yeah,
Did it ever pop?
yeah, popped
You
like
rolled
twice.
over in your bag. Yeah.
Mate, it just happened twice. Like, yeah, it was,
And just shit everywhere.
Shit
everywhere. Like, mate, like Pookakke, just like everywhere was covered. Like,
Jesus.
Pookakke.
yeah, and I was living with my mum at the time, so I was like, thank God, because like, imagine being like trying to live on your own and that.
Oh
Like, mate, it was
yeah,
horrendous.
man. Yeah.
But the stress, I was sitting on the toilet trying to go for a poo. My dad's like knocking, going, "Have you pooed yet?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Dad, let me. I don't know what to expect
Yeah.
because I've just had surgery.
Yeah.
I'm just like so tense." Did a little poo, go to the surgeon. I'm like, "Discharge me. I've done it." He goes, "No,
Yeah.
you've got a fart now." I was like, "Excuse me, let me." Like, I don't,
Yeah.
so I had to wait 2 days later.
Right.
2
Yeah,
days.
man, I couldn't fart for
And
2
then you
days.
gotta like push a button, like I'm about to fart. I'm about to
Yeah,
fart.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh,
Quick,
mate,
gather round.
It's like VAR. They just need to watch
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
they've got the cameras
Wow.
ready.
Just
Yeah.
record on
You
your
could,
phone.
could you record it on your phone and be like,
I wish I did.
Yeah,
Could
man.
you imagine?
Yeah.
now this is added in post.
Yeah, but then like surely like just the concept of like not having to like wipe your arse for 10 months is like
Never had to squat for a poo. Yeah.
like it just like that obviously like freed up so much time. Like you could have learned
Are you gonna
another
get, like-
language or like, you know what I mean? All that time. When you think about all the time you spend wiping your ass. Like I hope you invested that spare time in learning a language.
You're making me feel bad. I did fuck all.
Yeah. It's like lockdown. It's
Yeah.
like I had all that time and I didn't do anything.
Did you not?
No, not really. No,
Me-
people learned the piano. And
Yeah.
I know one person who before lockdown they were a man and afterwards they were a woman. So I was like,
Jesus.
I don't think like what's more productive than
changing genders
than that? Yeah, I don't know. Like it might have been the vaccine or something. I don't know. But
just made them go. Oh, I'm a woman. Oh, I love that.
So then they sew up the hole.
Yeah, so they do. They leave it like to self heal. So I had a hole in my belly.
Yeah.
And and every day I'd have to have a nurse come in, like take the gauze out, all that, and eventually it kind of heals outward, outwards, if that makes sense.
So they didn't stitch it up?
No, they stitched it a little bit, but like you had like a hole like that.
You just put a sock in.
Just wanted to just see if I could feel something there. Yeah. But yeah, it was a weird thing, you know.
Okay, and did that fix it now?
Well, it helped for about 10 years, and then in 2022 I had to have another one of those surgeries, but I didn't have a bag.
You didn't have a
there
bag?
Was like a 50-50 chance.
Okay, right.
Which is a bit weird to wake up after surgery going, did I have a bag? Do I have a bag? But no
you don't
bag.
know until you wake up.
Wait, so are you going to have to get that every 10 years kind of thing?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah,
Right,
maybe.
wow.
Mate,
but there's a lot of... Wait, so what are they cutting out? They're cutting out
the actual cut and the colon, like the bowel itself. I'll be honest with you, like when I was 21, it was the end of my life. But now I'm 32, I'm just like, hey, it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. And it was like, on what brought it? Is it like stress? Is it like...
I don't know. I'm convinced, and I tell my mum this near enough every time I can. She smoked when she was pregnant with me, so I blame that. Like,
right,
just try. I just be like,
does she feel bad when you do that?
No, she went. You turn out fine. I was like, I've got ADHD, dyslexia. I've got a bowel that doesn't work.
Right.
And she's like, you're fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, everyone passes down, and no one in the family has Crohn's.
My sister has it as well.
Oh, well, there
mate,
you go.
I don't know how it's happening.
Yeah, and did she get a bag?
No, she's one of the goodies. She's doing all right. She's killing life.
Okay. And do you have to avoid certain foods?
No, mate. I eat what I want, drink what I want.
Yeah.
But did they tell you should?
Well, they said this is how like useless info. They're like, just work it out. Just figure it out yourself. Keep it like a food diary.
Just eat and then see what fucks you up.
Yeah, nothing fucks me up. Man, believe me, I've eaten as much as I've even kebabs, everything. Like,
so it doesn't affect your life.
No,
right now?
not really. I'm just toilet prone. You know, I just need to go to the toilet more.
I would be toilet. Yeah. I think my dad. I'd have a touch of IBS. I'd say.
Yeah.
My dad has IBS, and like the stories. And he'll happily volunteer stories about having to shit. Like he'll just eat something. Like this is the thing. Like I would eat at like a restaurant or something, and then I'll have to go and take a shit like right after the meal. And then I think it's like a stress, anxiety type thing as well. But my dad, like he has stories of like, you know, he was waiting for a train once and he had to shit and then he had to wipe his ass with like a fiver. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
I've definitely been in the trenches there.
Yeah. And then one time he ate like a pan au chocolat in fucking Dublin. And then straight away, and he had to run into like the local park and shit in like Stephen's Green in the local park.
Green.
And there's people like dogging in the bushes and stuff, or like and he had to be like, oh fuck, and he was just shitting and stuff. So he plenty of stories. So he has that. So I have a touch of that definitely.
I was gonna say we scattered my nan's ashes in Stephen's Green's Park in Dublin.
No way.
So there's your dad just shitting there, and my nan's just fucking there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, now that he's, it could have been on the same day.
God, can you imagine that?
He did say it was a bit of a dusty sort of breeze. In the
a bit bitter there to taste. It was the wind.
So you we'll get to that because you have Irish heritage.
Yes, I'm a proper plastic.
So you scattered your grandmother's ashes in Stephen's Green.
Yeah.
So your grandmother's from Dublin.
My mum's from Dublin as well. Yeah, from Coolock.
Yeah. So your grandmother, from
Coolock. Yeah.
That's like right. I live near Coolock.
Oh, really?
2 minutes from Coolock.
No way.
Yeah.
So they're on the border, like Kilmore and Coolock. Yeah.
That's mental.
So do you know like Northside Shopping Centre?
Yeah.
So, mate, I was there 4 weeks of the summer holidays every year.
Mental.
I absolutely loved it and hated it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a... They have a cinema there.
Yeah.
They have a cinema there.
Rough old place.
At the moment, there's shit going on there. Have you heard about it?
Not what recently.
There's like an industrial paint factory across the way from UCI cinema.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was like they want to put immigrants in there, and then
I've seen
this. Coolock of like,
wait, to paint them white or
to purify?
They're going to turn them into paint. They're gonna, but no, the Coolock locals are like, we're not. No, and they pitch tents.
But they want to put them in there for jobs or to?
No, they're going to turn it into accommodation.
And they like started burning it down and everything. Yeah. Like proper bad.
That's much better. Just have a burnt out fucking building.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but so your grandmother is from Coolock, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is my mum. Yeah.
Okay. So then, and your mom, and then what? And then your dad's from?
He's from Bow, East London.
Bow, East London. Okay. So how did your dad meet your mom? Did she move over here?
Yeah, so in the 60s, my dad was a little kid. They moved to Hemel Hempstead, where I was born. Because after the war, everyone all the degenerates, they kind of just moved them into these new towns.
Okay, right.
And Hemel was one of them. And so he grew up in Hemel Hempstead. In the late, I think it was 1990, my mum come over. She lived in Kilburn for a bit. Okay. But she saw an advert for like a bar staff in Hemel Hempstead, this pub, because the guy who owned the pub was from Dublin as well. Oh, okay, so she was like, so she was like, okay, sick. I'm gonna come. Her and her mate, they went to, I don't know why, they moved to Hemel. And her mate was like, I hate this place, I need to leave. Yeah. Because they're all just like, Hemel's just such a backwards place. Oh, mate. Rough, okay, like, he's been voted like one of the worst towns in the country. Wow. Yeah, for the last like 20 years.
So where is this?
Hemel Hempstead. So I don't know, it's like northwest, past Wembley, Harrow. Into Hertfordshire. Okay, so if you know Watford, or roughly, Harrow that way, Harrow. So it's 10-minute drive from Harrow. Okay. And it's like a proper working class town. It's a new town because of the war. And so my mum's there in 1991. Yeah. Working in this pub, and it's my dad's local. And she's working there, and because being Irish then, it was horrendous. Okay. It's that whole no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. Yeah. So she's getting all this abuse for being Irish. And this one bloke at the bar is just proper going in on her, calling her like an IRA bitch and all this. Whoa. Yeah, oh mate, like this is proper like cancer. Your mom's there just
putting the pipe bomb back into her. Fucking,
she's like,
they're on to me.
Tomorrow's a new day.
I have to try another pub. Yeah.
She's getting all this abuse, and my dad's like, "Hey mate, just leave her alone." She's like 23. Like, just leave her alone. This bloke keeps going on and on and on. So my dad ends up punching the bloke. And just beating the fuck out of him in front of everyone. And goes, I've told you that. And my mum was like so enamoured by this chivalry. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so thank awesome. You." Yeah,
that's great.
3 months later, my mum they go out. 3 months later, my mum says to my dad, "Oh, by the way, I'm pregnant with Jake." Oh, yeah. No, mate, it's proper Irish. No contraception. Right. 3 months in,
and he shits a lot already.
Need to get this aborted. No.
So. And what brought your mom to England in the first place? Was
just for this job. So basically, she saw these jobs advertised, and she just thought, do you know what? Like, it's 19. Like, I'm 23, 24. I've had enough of Dublin. I just want to see something else. Mm-hmm. I think, from what she said in the past, she never thought she would have been here since, so like 32 years, sort of 34 years. Right. I think she generally thought it would be like a year or two, and then she would go back to Dublin. She got baby, she got me, and the rest is history. The rest is history.
So because a lot of Irish people moved here in search of a better life around that time.
Well, yeah, my mum she had as you know what Coolock's like. It's a rough old place.
It's a rough area. It's a rough area.
Yeah, like, and imagine in the 60s and 70s, very impoverished and all that. So I think she just was like, hey, fuck it, let's go to the Coolock of England, Hemel Hempstead.
Do you know there was I don't know if you know there was the Star.
The nightclub, the Fire. The Fire. Mate, my aunt's best mate died in that.
Fuck off,
mate, it's so bad.
It was.
For context, it was this night. Was it a nightclub? Was it, or
it was like a nightclub for teenagers type thing? Yeah.
And they didn't
have an underage nightclub.
No, it was like a youth club, but they had like it was like under 18. So it was, I think there may have been a bit of
Starburst.
Yeah, it was something like that.
That's just a Fontaines DC song. Stardust.
Stardust. It was something star something.
Stars. Yeah, something star. Yeah.
And they hadn't done any. They didn't have like any fire doors or anything. And then like a fire broke out in the nightclub, and it was about like 300-400 people, and then they kind of just like, I don't know how many died, but like quite a few.
I think like 30 or 40.
Yeah, like young teenagers just died in this.
And they got because the fire escapes were like chained shut to stop people sneaking in. So it was like fucking Auschwitz. Like,
it was really. It was Ireland's 9/11.
Yeah, it was. It was Ireland's 9/11. I mean, that dance floor was on fire. Like I think one of the rumors I heard was that just some guy was just like, he was just breakdancing so hard that it caused so much friction that just he was like, stop spinning, and then it just got out of control.
The friction just
fucking, it just went off on fire. But the guy who at Butterley Park, I think was the name of the guy. There's a guy called Butterley who ran the area or whatever. Butterley, I know. It's just fucking.
That's such an Irish.
Yeah, it's such an Irish name, Butterley. But he was, because the trial only happened like recently.
Yeah.
And they found, I don't know if they found that he was held accountable for like because they locked the doors and at one point they said that it was a boiler that like caught fire or whatever. But apparently at the time people were like, oh, it's a bunch of black lads. They set the fucking...
Yeah, they did. Oh, yeah,
hang on, there's no black people in Ireland at this...
My mum only knew one black person.
They snuck into the country and got back to Africa by the time...
They snuck in, burnt the place.
Yeah. My mum knew one black person. It was fucking Phil Lynott from fucking...
So he only recently was... Like,
yeah, they only had the trial there. There was a few trials, but this one was like, all right, well, this is the last fucking one. Because it was like...
He's about 90 odd,
it's like, it's 40 years or whatever. Like, let's fucking put a bow on this. But the... what was I going to say there about the fucking... like my mom, like the time, the only black fella my mom knew was Phil Lynott from Thin Lizzy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's the only guy. Yeah. He's just fucking, everyone wanted to ride him and whatever. I don't think my mom rode. Maybe she did. I don't know.
I reckon Alice and my mum did. 100%.
Everyone wanted to what him?
Fuck him. Like,
right.
He was just it was before Thin Lizzy, so he was like,
just cool.
The only black guy, just like
never see. Never see.
So did that help like the image for black people in Ireland?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Considering
or was it like was that the taboo of it that was so exciting?
Well, I think people were like, oh, like it's exotic.
Yeah, I've never seen a person of colour. But then again, 2 months ago, we just tried. Well, I say people Kulak just tried to burn that immigration place.
That's true.
So yeah, we've not progressed.
Where's Phil Lynott when you need him? Like Jesus Christ. There's this story about Phil Lynott, the ghost of Phil Lynott. Where is he when you need him? There's a story about Phil Lynott and Bob Geldof, right? I don't know if you know this.
No.
I read his autobiography, Phil Lynnott's autobiography. It's fucking mental. There's a story where he's with Bob Geldof, right? And they're in Phil Lynnott's house and they're doing coke, right? And Phil Lynott has his eye on Bob Geldof's missus, right? He wants to bang her, right? And she's kind of giving him the eyes and whatever, and he's like, right, I have to get Geldof out of the equation here. So he's doing outlines for them, doing outlines coke, but for Geldof on the slide he does like a line of heroin for Geldof.
Jesus.
Geldof does a line of heroin, fucking just like collapses onto the floor, and then fucking Lynott goes to his missus, right, let's go, and fucking shags his missus in the bedroom or whatever, and then Geldof wakes up like covered in his own vomit or whatever, and what a
fair play to
him. Fair play.
That's kind of like a date rape, but you did it to the husband.
You did it to the husband,
date cuck rape.
Yes.
So how did the story come out?
Yeah, it's in Geldof came out and was like
Geldof come out and said this.
Told the story. It's too good of a story to not tell. Like,
my wife had an affair and I got laced with heroin.
If a friend did that to me now, I'd be like, do you know what, that's so funny that I totally forgive you. Like,
fair. You got.
Wait, did he forgive him?
Huh?
Did he forgive him?
I think he tells it in like a jovial. I don't know. It's not like he married the girl. I think it was just he was a rock star as well. So
it wasn't his wife. It was just,
slag.
Right.
So anyway, so then your mother came here, met your father.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you go back to Ireland.
Yeah, I haven't been back this year, but I go back every year.
Okay, nice.
We didn't actually. It was quite funny. Me and my dad didn't go for about 8 years, because my dad had a massive punch up with someone from a party, and it was so bad, the fight, that the guy he had the fight with was like threatening to murder him.
Oh wow!
So my dad was like, right, I'll just keep calm for like a few years and let it simmer down.
Right.
And it was on my mum's 40th. It was
in Kulak.
Yeah. Well,
your dad's a real fighter. Huh?
My dad's fucking unhinged. I will say for the record, the most maddest man I've ever met.
Okay.
I could never have a joke with him because you know those people that you just can't have a laugh with because they're so just pent up and just aggressive.
Yeah.
Did you ever fight him?
Oh no, he'd kill me even now. Oh mate, yeah, he's like 5'9".
Trying to fight you there with your bag.
Yeah,
like a grenade.
Just shit flying everywhere. My
dad's a bit like that. He's like 5'7", but he fucking like I've never actually seen him. Actually, no, I have seen him almost get in a fight when there was someone like tailgating me when I was on my learner's driver's license. Yeah, and it was fucking unbelievable. He was like he's like 5'7", 5'6".
But is he
white? He's stocky, yeah,
right,
and bald, and he's got the same kind of facial hair as you,
right?
And like he gets out of the car and these two guys get out of the car and he just like, I don't know how he did it, but like he just ran up on them so fast.
Yeah.
And just sort of like looked up at them and kind of like put out his chest and they just backed back into the car. He's like, what are you fucking going to do? Yeah. Like he was completely intimidated them.
Yeah. I mean, like sometimes you're just like, if someone acts crazy enough, you're like,
yeah.
First of all, because they're like, one thing is like this person is like has nothing to lose in a way.
Yeah.
So there's just people who have nothing to lose. They're like, and also hell hath no fear like a parent defending their fucking kid.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of stories. Like my dad, fucking like, if there was kids like bullying me and my brother, he would just fucking leg it out of the house, chasing the kids out, like mental stuff. Yeah.
I remember. There's a picture of me and my dad when I at my christening, and my dad's got a cast on his arm.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I never knew why. My mum always said it was a workplace injury. He broke his hand because he's an engineer sort of thing, so he works in machines and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I believed this up until probably about 2 years ago.
Right.
And then I got found out when we was actually at a funeral that the story come out. My dad went to wet the baby's head, like, because he just had me, so he went to his local pub having a drink, and then this guy for some reason just wouldn't leave him alone, and they had a punch up, and my dad broke his hand whilst fighting this bloke.
Wow.
And then obviously then at the christening, like 2 weeks later, just got a big like concrete cast on him.
Wow.
My dad is the maddest man I've ever met.
Right.
He's called the Bear.
He's called the Bear.
That's his nickname in the pub.
Is he hairy as well?
Well, he's no, because he bites people. Like,
Okay.
He
shits in the woods. Me and Hamish are just on the same.
Man,
the amount of times that happens where it's like one of us says something, it's like, I was gonna say that.
Oh man.
And what the other fight recently? There was another fight recently in Coolock.
Oh, this was about 15 years ago.
Oh, right,
this one,
okay.
but he hasn't been back. He only went back recently, but like for about 8 years he dn't go because
Yeah.
we were
Just banned from Coolock.
That's mate. It runs in the family, getting banned from places. So what happened was my mum's 40th, and we're the only English people. Everyone's Irish, and we're having the party at her sister's place, and her sister's really high up in RTE.
Oh,
so,
wow,
yeah,
okay.
oh mate, yeah, like, and her
What's
husband,
RTE?
it's like the BBC equivalent.
Okay.
So she's really high
not as
up.
many paedophiles.
Oh no, not as many paedophiles. Yeah, like
I
that's.
don't think there is any paedophiles. Oh, I think there was one guy.
There definitely was one
who travelled over here to meet a 13-year-old and was like, "I'm gonna bring you to see Watford or something shit football team," and then he got met by like predator catcher guys, and then I think he was like some correspondent for RTE. Or something.
I reckon he learnt the trade though in England. As soon as he landed,
yeah, he's like, I'm
nonce.
gonna go to where learn from the best.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
The BBC.
Yeah. My grandfather was a sports correspondent for RTE.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's cool, mate.
But he died when he was 40 from smoking cigarettes.
Oh,
that's what I was told. It could have been. I don't know. Could have been anything. Do you know
Could have
what I
been
mean?
anything back
He's
then.
just the president of
Could have been like.
Yeah. He smoked too many cigarettes. Yeah, that's what they call kids.
He's in prison.
Yeah.
Still alive. So what you were saying about the?
So we're at this party for my mum's birthday. It's at her sister's, it's a big house in like downtown, right next to Croke Park.
Okay, which is also kind of a rough.
It is, but there's some lovely houses there,
and
loads of money there. And it's my dad and me in the garden, and my mum's cousin, who is called Keith. He's an absolute lunatic guy, lovely guy, big friendly giant, and his daughter, and and she's learning karate, so we're like, oh, show us some moves, Gabrielle. She's like, no, I don't want to. I'm like 15, she's like 8, and she starts crying, and then this random guy in the corner goes, oh, you English cunts, look what you've done, you've made her cry. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And he's really drunk, and my dad's like, what did you call me? He goes, you're an England cunt. And my dad just went over and started just punching him.
Nice.
Like, didn't realise it was a family member, like a cousin.
Right.
So he's just beating, and then everyone comes running out, and my dad's being restrained by about 4 blokes, and my dad's like he's got rabies, pretty much. He's like foaming out the mouth, and his eyes are dilated. He knows his head's gone. And I'm there, and the bloke's on the floor, like blood everywhere, and I'm saying to like one of my cousins, like, please don't let him go because he's just going to go again. And my dad goes, I'm calm. So, and it's just, and then they go, okay, we believe him. But like an Englishman would never lie. They let him go, and he just runs over and just kicks him straight in the head.
Oh wow!
And then it turns out that cousin or second cousin is
he's now a third cousin.
Kicks
him out of the family.
It turns out he was involved with some gangs and whatnot, and he started threatening my dad, and then my dad was like, I best leave and stay calm for like 8 years.
Because there's gangs. There's the Kinahan. I don't know if they're. I didn't realise the Kinahan gang in Dublin. They're one of the biggest cartels in the world.
Well, mate, it's incredible.
It's insane. You think, little Irish Mickey Mouse fucking thing. They're like, they have dealings with the cartels
Hutches,
in
mate.
the South America. It's They're I think they're the biggest gang in Europe. I think.
Yeah,
it's insane. You think like Irish, but like it's big.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember in COVID when on the news on RTE they found a torso. The
Keane Mulready Woods,
they found that, and they found part of it in Coolock.
Yeah,
and
they found a toe in my front garden. I don't know how I got there, to be honest.
Part of the barbecue.
Yeah.
They found this body just also in Coolock, and as they're reporting the crime scene and everything, as they zoom out, you see my aunt just putting the bottles in the recycling bin.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, oh my god, this is where I go.
I thought your aunt's there in a dressing gown with a cup of tea, just being like a bit of a nosy neighbour, like because I only saw about this on the so but what happened was, because it just came up on TikTok, I think, where he was 17, he's like this little wannabe gangster, and they jumped this guy Robbie Lawler.
That's it.
Not the UFC welterweight fighter. They'd be fucked
What's
if it
he
was
doing
him.
there?
Yeah. When I said Robbie Lawler, I was like, what? How is he involved in this? But they jumped this guy Robbie Lawler's like high up in some gang. I don't know what gang it was. And they jumped him, and they have video footage where they were like beating the shit out of him or whatever. So then the 17-year-old guy Keane Mulready Woods was involved in it, and then one night, and then they just fucked with this guy. I don't know why they fucked with him, because he's like a big. He's the big.
Did they know he was?
Yeah,
I think so.
They definitely knew who
what
he
they
was.
were thinking.
I think it was like sort of, if we can mug him off, then it looks good for our reputation.
Right.
That sort of like alpha thing.
Right.
Really smart.
Yeah.
Really smart stuff.
And then he just got lured to this. They're like, oh, come over to this house. We're gonna have spice bags or whatever. And then fucking, it's just fucking like someone came in and they just attacked him, and then they fucking like beheaded him.
Yeah,
took off his legs. There's a video guy. I don't know, did you see the video?
No, I didn't. Oh fuck.
Wait, there's a video of them beheading him?
There's a video of them kind of like initially jumping him and like beating him up, and then there's a video of it's in someone's shed, and it's like his torso and his head and then his legs and stuff. Is mental, like absolutely mental. Like some of the shit that gets sent around is like it's bananas. So his torso and stuff, and then they found his torso in like a fucking shopping, like a sports bag on the outside. Yeah, it's crazy. And his legs were found in like.
Was anyone arrested for this?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there was a few arrests, but like they could never pin it to one person. That Robbie Lawler ended up getting murdered as well.
Yeah, he got murdered like a few months later or something. Yeah.
I tell you what, like the fact that Ireland is so close to England, that you don't hear about any of this. Like,
we have a massive crime.
Oh, it's so bad.
The Kinahans and the Hutches, like, is the main sort of thing. And there's the Gucci gang as well.
The Gucci gang.
Like these lads, there was like a wake for someone who died.
Yeah.
And everyone's at the wake, and then these lads just turn up with Uzis and just killed a bunch of people in the front garden of the house. It's just mental. But the thing you were saying about the gang, fucking, my mom was pulling out of like she was in her car and she was reversing everything, and she bumped into this car, and the guy got out straight away and was just like, you fucking dumb bitch or whatever. But he was trying to get a claim, like whatever. He saw coming, and then he kind of deliberately whatever, he's like, you fucking bitch, you're after damaging my car. And then his girlfriend got out and was like, with her phone, like, yeah, you're gonna pay for this, whatever. My mom's terrified. My mom's like the height of the fan, like, do you know what I mean? Like, she's the same colour as well. She's so Irish. She's there. And
that is your mum.
She's got 4 legs. It's crazy. But and they were like, he's like, fucking hell, you fucking bitch. Obviously, as a kid, when you get the phone call, you're like, man, if I was there, I would have fucking like lost it. I'm not a confrontational person, but if someone goes after your mom, you're like, doesn't matter what size you are, you're going primal. Do you know what I mean? So he's like, you fucking bitch. My mom's terrified. She's just like leg it into the dent, like she's terrified. And then I hear about it. Me and my brothers hear about it, and then they're like taking her to court, and she's getting phone calls from like his lawyers, and they're basically like abusing her, like, fucking, you're gonna whatever, trying to threaten her or whatever. She has to get a lawyer. And then me and my brothers are like, maybe I shouldn't say this, but I have to cut this out. But me and my brothers are like, oh, we're gonna take this into our own hands. We're gonna like fuck with him because he's fucking with our mom. You know, my mom was in bits over it, stressing out, crying, fucking whatever. Like, do I have to owe them money? Whatever, money's tight. Do I owe these people thousands? So me and my brother. Whoa, okay, that's the end of the public episode. If you want to hear that story and some other banging stories from Jake, head on over to the Patreon for €3.50. Do it now. Anyway, that was Jake Steers. Follow him on Instagram at Jake Steers Comedy. And what else? I have a solo show on the 3rd of October at the Bill and Murray in London. Get tickets. Be there or be queer. What else? Anything else? Fuck, I need to think of these things ahead. Anyway, fucking recommend the podcast to some people. This is the best podcast that no one knows about, I think. Am I delusions of grandeur? I don't know. Anyway, tell people, tell your mother, kiss your father on the lips, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye, 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 bye.